Hey folks, this is my 5 inch probably Ngara Flametail. Just got him last Sunday there. He's been in quarantine in the fish hut for a week. And he's just getting acclimatised to the water. In the 4 foot bow front. Not bro front, bow front. There we go, try again. I don't really like adding one fish at a time. It's asking for trouble in my opinion. So what I done was I dropped half the water out. I've took all the rocks about and reshuffled them about a bit, and in the process I netted, I think it's 4 peacocks, 1 harp and my little SP44. I could get him. What? Oh, forget it. So this is a cheap way to do it. Basically just get your new fish that you're adding, do a little reshuffle of your rocks and stuff. I always seem to time it at water change time, it makes a lot more sense. This fish has been dripping away maybe for half an hour, 45 minutes so far. So I'll leave him another 15 minutes or so. And I shall plop these little ones back in as well. And plop the big guy in at the same time. And not really much has changed in here. I managed to move out the 2 female fish I had in there, which was a female impanga. Some bad news about that story, right enough. I'll tell you that another time. No deaths or anything, it's just something a bit stupid in my behalf. I took out my SP44 female, which had bred with the guy I've just tried to show you a second ago in the bucket. So I've got a dozen or so fry, I think. I've just left the female in with the young fry. They're only about 10mm if you're lucky just now. I also stripped a white lab female. Well, obviously it was a female if I stripped it. I got about 4 or 5 fry off it, but I've managed to mix them up with the one load of impanga fry. This is the 3rd batch. But as it turns out, batch 1 and batch 2 were both hybrids. So I've still got them all. I'm not killing them or anything like that. I'll just hang on to them and see how they turn out. I suspect the big Kenya male has been getting jiggy with the impanga female, and it's not been the impanga male at all, which was a bit ignorant of myself, I suppose, to think that, but I'd seen them at it a couple of times doing the dance and I just assumed. But no, so in fact that's another one that's missing out of here. I took out the male Kenya that I've had since day one. In fact, it's one of my first fish. So I've plopped him out. The reason I took him out is because he keeps fighting with my king size male. Oh, terrible glare there because the lid's open. Keeps fighting with this guy, who I've also had from the start really. I think he was my 2nd batch of fish that I ever bought. Of Malawi that I ever bought, that is. So there you go. Right, I shall get back to this. I've got this slowly trickling away just now, so I don't want to do a James Largo, which is what it's now called. If you let your tank overflow while you're shooting a vid, it's called doing a James Largo. James recently done this in one of his vids in his fish room. So that was quite funny. It was nice to see somebody else does it as well. I've done it, I don't know, I think I've done it 3 times in the fish hut. I've done it the first time I ever set a tank up in this house, which was back in 2001 when we first moved in, and I was getting that tired waiting on it slowly trickling up so the gravel didn't shoot everywhere, and I stopped and I put on the TV, sat and had a cigarette, and then I just heard the gush of water flooding all over the wooden floors. So every towel in the house was pulled out and all fired on top of it to soak it all up. The wife was not impressed. Maybe this is where her hatred of my hobby stemmed from. So there you go. Right, I shall get these in the next 5 minutes. and I'll give you another update soon. I've still not gave you one in the fish hut. I've done quite a lot of moving about and stuff out there, so I'll get one of them up eventually. Right, take care folk. Cheers now.